First responders in Collier County rescued a man in Big Cypress National Preserve last night after he fell off an ATV. Now, this was deep in the woods, but we've got that night vision, and 8 miles south of Alligator Alley's mile marker 63. I mean, it's the middle of nowhere. In Your Corner's Carl Fortier talking with members of the Aviation Unit with the Collier Sheriff's Office about the challenges of making a rescue like this.
Well, this was a very challenging rescue. Not only was it deep in the woods in Big Cypress, but it was also after dark, so pilots had to use night vision goggles to locate the man.
Collier County 911, what is the address of your emergency?
I'm in the middle of the Big Cypress.
The middle of the Big Cypress National Preserve is a tough place to be when you're in trouble. But that's where a man in his 60s found trouble when he fell off while riding on a swamp buggy. His friend who called 911 said they'd been drinking and that the victim was unconscious.
He stepped out of the buggy and he hit his head, and he's in bad shape.
It was a job for the Collier County Sheriff's Aviation Unit. In the pitch dark, helicopter pilot Dennis DeRienzo says he relied on night vision goggles to find the way.
It helps, especially out in the Everglades. There is no light out there.
He says the dispatcher was able to give him the exact coordinates from the caller's phone.
And sometimes it gets us somewhat close and we have to spend time burning fuel searching. Last night, their coordinates were right on.
He says the trees were too dense for a landing, so rescue specialists had to be lowered to the victim while the chopper hovered more than 100 feet off the ground.
It would have been much nicer to have a 40-foot hoist last night, but we had 120.
Rescue specialist Jeffrey Colon with North Collier Fire was one of those who dropped down to help the victim, who had regained consciousness by that time.
Luckily, the campground that the patient was at, there was enough space that we can drop one of us in there, actually two of us, and help get the patient out of there.
They lifted him up to the helicopter and took him to an ambulance waiting on I-75. He was taken to a hospital to get checked out. All in a night's work for this crew.
So a lot of high-risk missions, but we train for it.
In Collier County, Carl Fortier, Fox 4, in your corner.